Keeping that in mind, Trogdor is up.
Is my steed here, or is it still catching up?
It is about 2 steps behind you.
Is it normal?
Yep. Alright. So giving precisely 0 fucks. Trogdor comes running in. And smacks the thing in the leg. Okay.
It's so pitiful.
Yeah, I mean it reacts, not like in a ow that hurt way so much as it just like looks down at you. Okay. And you continue just swinging away at it. Just in the meantime, the elven form is just kind of like writhing there on the... Actually, basically next to you right now.
We're like eye to eye, and I'm just like beating its ribs or something.
Yeah, so like the big creature is kind of staring down at you, and the elf that it spit out is just like convulsing on the ground. Okay. That's it for Trogdor. You want the steed to prep to assist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maya.
I am going to try and break off his ribs with my staff.
Okay.
Break off your staff with his ribs.
So, yeah, as you swing with your staff, and it's a bit of a reach to get all the way up there. You do find that the staff ends up kind of wedged between 2 of the ribs, kind of pinned between 2 ribs and like some innards. I would say if you want to hold on to the staff, you'd probably have to use the rest of your action to free it.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay.
And kick its shins.
Alright. It does not react in the least. It doesn't seem to have felt you.
That's unfortunate. Well, I tried.
Okay. I believe this would be the time to see how this guy did for. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. So yeah, at this point, as Maya is just kicking it in the shins repeatedly, the creature begins to move once again, and see what it does. Okay. So it is going to just look down and begin attempting to claw at Trogdor. Going to be 2 attacks.
Oh.
Oh. So first one is a 19 to hit.
Nope.
Second one, 23.
Ah! Barely.
Okay, well, at least it's the lighter of the 2 hits. You got that going for you. So it swings down at you, and you take 8 points of slashing damage. Let me know when you're done marking that.
Okay.
and 26 points of necrotic damage.
You what? Oh, too many more of those. That was the lighter one?
Yeah, that was the lighter one.
Oh, I don't think we should stay here, guys.
And let's see. Oh, I need to make a check here.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. Okay. So at the same time, the convulsing elf on the ground stops moving for a moment, and then begins to sit slowly up. And that's going to be it for now. So then that's going to bring us down to Bungo, the rhino. What you doing?
I'm going to. So, how close am I to Trogdor?
So you're still kind of like closing. I'd say if you used your movement, you could close on the creature
Could
or
I
on
charge it?
Trogdor. You could.
Oh, I'm going to.
Mm.
All
Yeah.
right. What is that? D20?
Yeah. Let's call it a D20. It's D20 plus 7. so Bungo the rhino comes running in and just runs like headlong into this thing, running into its leg and just stops. Doesn't seem to have done anything.
No.
It does like look down and just sort of sneer at you though.
Bungo's eyes look really surprised and kind of fear.
Okay. And I guess that's it for Bungo then, huh?
Yep.
Alright, Togar,
I'm
you
just,
are pretty damn close to this thing now.
Yep, I'm just gonna look up at it and say, "Hey, go fuck yourself," and flip it off and throw a hand axe right into its eye.
Okay. Okay. Sure, I do this. And you throw the hand axe and it just bats it out of the way.
Yep.
Then
I'm
reaction.
going to now hop off of Bundo's ass, disengage, and run my full 25 feet away from this thing. And yeah, just kind of turn around and see what happens.
Okay.
I'm keeping my distance from this motherfucker.
That's probably not the worst decision. Alright, so Trogdor, what are you doing? Having gotten hit for like 30 some points of damage.
That was just a normal attack, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can do 2 of those every turn.
Oh yeah. No. I'm gonna lay on hands. Must my action. 20. I don't know. Alright, healing 19. So I have 4 points remaining. Man, I'm gonna turn and run.
Okay, so it is going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
Yeah.
Alright. Just so you're aware. See what happens. So it swings with the claw. Oh god, that's a 26 to hit.
Oh no.
Alright, so you take 10 points of slashing damage. Let me know when you're done.
Oh wait, doesn't my shield reduce damage from non-magical attacks by 1?
By 1, yes. So 9 points. And actually, let's call it 8 points because we didn't do it for last time.
Okay.
And then 17 points of necrotic damage.
Jesus. I'm running the full 30.
All right. But yes, you do run the full 30 after getting slashed in your ass as you're turning tail and running. All right. And I guess that's it, huh? Or are you? Well, is there anything else you can do?
No.
Okay.
Or yeah, no.
All right. In the meantime, what are you telling your steed?
Retreat.
Okay. So yeah, as you turn around, as the steed had like just reached the creature, it like kind of cranes its head around like, the fuck, really? And begins like lumbering after you. Not taking any opportunity attacks because you graciously sucked that up. Okay. Maya, what are you doing?
Okay. So, here's the thing. I'm gonna spend a key point and do this. Okay. So, I'm going to use the jump. I'm going to jump up to where my staff is, kind of like, and do like a pull up, but instead try to like pull down on my staff to like kind of pop his rib out and get my staff back.
Okay. I guess we can go ahead and call that a quarterstaff attack. That's a close call. Okay, so yeah, you do kind of feel the staff pry loose a little bit, and you do hear a slight crack as it doesn't so much break the rib as like shift it a little bit. But yeah, your staff does slide free as you hear that little crackling sound from inside its chest.
Okay. Okay. Once I get it, I'm gonna try and whack it on its leg.
Okay. And whack it you do.
And then I'm going to disengage and run after.
Okay. Alright. And so you do that. That's going to bring us to the creature's turn. Everybody has kind of...
Do damage to him.
Alright. So everybody's kind of cleared out of immediate melee range. So...
Wait, isn't Bungdo like right up on it?
Oh, that's true. Everybody except Bungo.
Wonderful.
I know Bungdo.
I'm sure Phil is so happy with you right now, Taylor.
No, it's okay. I'm a runner. I got this.
Alright, so the thing fixes its gaze on the rhino that just kind of barreled into its lower section. And it's going to make 2 claw attacks on Bungdo. That's going to be probably only 1 hit. Let's see what the AC is on that rhino. Rhinoceros. Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's extremely low, isn't it?
It's 11.
Yeah,
How unfortunate. Well, okay. So, for the first attack, you take 13 points of slashing damage and 24 points of necrotic damage.
Jesus.
Yeah. Alright. And then for the second one, which also hits, just barely, you take... Let me roll that again. Okay. That is 16 points of slashing damage and 22 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, god damn it. I have 74 hit points. It hit me for 75.
Wait, as a rhino or?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, wait,
Wait.
no. My hit points as a rhino are... How much? 45.
So you lost beast form and you take the remaining in damage.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
It's
You
45.
take
So I
30
take
of that. Or, wait.
75. Yeah, 30.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he had 45 and mine and
Yep.
yeah.
And so my 74 goes down to 44.
Yes.
Yes, and you are back to Bungdo shape.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that could have been worse.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
And suddenly, gnome.
What happened to me as my power went out?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
But Bungdo the Rhino is no longer a rhino. He got double clawed on the creature's turn and got bumped back to gnome form.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
It wasn't
Oh.
pleasant.
yeah, kind of not. It was a total of how much damage? 75?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Alright. And then, as that whole thing is going down and Bungdo shrinks back down to gnomish form, you see the figure, the elven figure that's been slowly sitting up, kind of haul itself fully to its feet, and you just see it kind of standing there limply, and it reaches out toward Bungdo, who is not having his greatest few seconds here. And let's see. Going to
It's gonna reach out to Bungdo and heal him.
totally. He rolls an 8 to hit you. Probably not. So Bungdo is still looking all just disoriented and fucked up from having just popped back from rhino form. And at the last minute you see this thing coming and just duck out of the way. Seems to just be some sort of like lumbering undead creature now. But yeah, and that's going to do it for the baddies. So that brings us down to Bungdo. What are you doing?
I'm gonna heal myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at level 4. Actually, how much would that do? Screw it, I want to heal.
There you go.
So that's
So-
what, 24?
24.
Sweet. And then I run away.
Okay, so the large creature is going to take
Is
an
this
attack
one
of
or two?
opportunity.
2 opportunity attacks or 1?
One.
It's just the one. You only get the one attack. So let's see what it rolls. So 17
Total?
Seriously? To hit.
Oh yeah, it hits. I have 12.
Oh, okay. So yes, then you take 11 points of slashing damage and 23 points of necrotic for a total of 34.
Oh, that thing's.
Just disengaged on your turn.
Okay, and yeah, Bungdo just hauls ass away from it. Okay, Togar,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing?
Seeing this, I'm gonna keep flipping it off with one hand and throw my hand axe.
All right, you throw the hand axe and it, like nicks the thing in the shoulder, kind of temporarily throwing it off balance by a little bit, but yeah, it well certainly seems to still have a lot in the tank.
The undead thrall thing that was next to Bungdo. Uh, that's like right next to the thing.
Yeah, basically right in front of it.
Is there anything else nearby it?
A lot of the opposing army seems to be giving this thing a wide berth.
Okay, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna throw my hand axe at that thing.
Which thing? Big thing or little thing?
The little zombie.
Okay. All right, and you just, and there's again just kind of this spurt of some kind of discolored bodily fluid that squirts out of it.
I don't get sneak attack because this thing's just not even knowing I exist. Right?
You know what? That's a valid question.
I can. Let's see. See if I can find sneak attack. I can post sneak attack. Oops. There we go.
Okay, so I just made a quick check for the thing, and even though it has a negative modifier to such things, it did happen to notice
Okay.
that you were.
Gotcha.
But valid question.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't know if, like, you know, it being undead and just kind of brainless, if it even could have.
Yeah, it can still notice things, but it's pretty bad at noticing things. It just happened to roll pretty well.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
You just stuck out. It wants to eat you next.
That's fine. I mean, I'll hit it, and then I will. I'm at 25 feet away, so I'll run another. I'll run out to 60 feet away.
Okay.
You know, using my 25 and the oh no, I can only run 50. I'll run to 50.
All right. Yep. Okay.
And then that'll be it.
Cool. Then that'll bring us back to the top of the round. But before Trogdor goes, there is this kind of pause as the thing looks up for a moment, kind of surveying something seemingly coming from behind you, before there's this huge explosion that detonates on the thing's chest, launching scraps of flesh all about the battlefield. And you can see the worm inside, as the smoke dissipates, has just been charred and blackened beyond recognition. The figure, the fiendish creature itself is still standing. Seems to have taken a fair bit of damage from what looked to be a pretty potent spell that was hurled.
Oh, I thought the guy cast self-destruct on himself.
Alright. So this thing, best you can tell, has probably been bloody. But still a force to be reckoned with if your recent experiences have taught you anything. So, seeing this, Trogdor, what are you doing?
I'm inspired by this guy's raw power. Um, I can't take another one of those hits. I'm gonna stand by this guy's side and hold my action in case someone comes after him.
Okay.
Who did we see who shot the spell?
You did not.
Oh,
You seem to come careening up from out of the friendly army somewhere.
oh! I want to keep running then.
Okay.
Just dash 60 feet.
All right. So yeah, Trogdor is running.
Fucking coward.
So are you bringing your steed with you?
Yeah.
Should have left your steed for me.
All right. So Trogdor and his steed go barreling by, running for cover by the looks of things. Maya, what are you doing?
I am going to say that I am 20 feet away from this thing,
Okay.
and I'm gonna throw a dart at it.
Okay.
Try to pin it in the head.
Jesus Christ.
Hold up the eye.
Dealing 13 points of damage.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, you throw a dart, and it does seem like you catch it square in one of its eyes, and there's just this like screeching howl of pain as it staggers back for a moment, clutching its face, and you see it just like rip something out of its eye socket, probably your dart, and chuck it down to the ground, and there is just this bloody mess where an eye once was.
Yay!
Still has another one, but yeah, that seemed to do a bit.
I'm gonna try throwing it at the other eye.
Okay. Alright, so let's see.
Another max damage roll.
Alright, so you don't hit it square in the eye this time. It kind of like embeds in the thing's half rotted cheek. But still seems to do a fair bit of damage.
My little darts.
Your little darts.
My little darts. Okay, I'm gonna keep heading back. As far back as I can.
Okay. That's gonna bring us to the creature.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like always go forward so I'm within 20 feet and then go back. That way I'm always out of its reach. As long as it's not dashing towards me. You know?
Yeah, so you want to give it a 20-foot lead, essentially.
Yeah.
Be right at that 20-foot mark.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So where did this? There's the thing.
There should be no things.
So it continues its lumbering forward toward the group that just launched an attack on it, and yeah, as it reaches that approximately 20-foot range, you see it raise its arms in sort of like a preparing to let loose some sort of roar or war cry or something, and you see this vortex begin to form in conveniently about a 20-foot radius around itself.
Am I within it or no?
I would say you are within it, just barely. I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I've been good at it.
And that one.
No. I don't take orders from you.
Jesus.
All right.
Eric, you need to check your mouse. I think it's loaded.
Loaded mouse.
Yep.
Loaded mouse confirmed. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. That means you only take half as much.
Half
So,
1 million damage.
Do I take even less because I've critted it? Order.
Wait, you have evasion. If you succeed, you take nothing.
That's dexterity.
Hmm.
Only dexterity.
Okay, so I'm about to roll something, and it'll probably come out in public chat. But bear in mind, you're only taking half of this.
Oh no, it's gonna be like 100, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm rolling 8d10.
Oh,
Hey, it's not 100. I'll survive this.
40 damage.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh,
That's not bad.
in half.
Yeah, it's 17.
17. Oh, that brings me down to...
Yeah, that could have been way worse.
Yeah, it could have been a hell of a lot worse. Actually, add 5 to that, because you see, as the vortex swirls around in about 20 feet, you see the charred husk of a soldier in its midsection just dissipate. All right. So yeah, you would have taken 22.
Holy guacamole.
And you see probably about half a dozen allied soldiers just collapse where they stand. Okay, and then the zombie just kind of lumbers forward with the other creature. All right, Bungdo, what are you doing?
I'm gonna heal the fuck out of myself.
Okay. Okay. 16 points healed.
Can I use a bonus action to heal again, or does that work?
Cure Wounds takes an action.
It
If
does.
you have a spell that takes a bonus action, you can do it.
Yeah, he does have healing word, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, go for it. Okay.
Nice. Then I'm gonna continue running away.
As fast as his stubby little gnome legs can carry
I want
him.
to. I want to just get like 30 feet away, though, not like all the way. So I think it's like another 10, 15 feet.
Okay.
You know, I'll go 40 feet to be safe. I don't like this.
Okay. Cool.
Am
Togar.
I 20 feet from it?
You are now 20 feet. Now that it closed the distance and then cast that, you're
Okay.
you're right at that 20-foot marker.
Okay.
Because you said you were trying to keep that buffer there, to where
Yeah.
you could.
Well, I was gonna run as far back as I could, and then run up to 20 feet, and then run back as far as I could.
Oh,
That's what I said.
like I'm. So are you running? Are you literally running back and forth?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, either way though, because if you're running back, then you still wouldn't have as much of a range. Well,
I just feel like I'm faster than it. I'll eat this, but
okay.
just in the future, that's more what I'm doing to make sure you understand.
Okay. Cool. So then that brings us to Togar. What are you doing?
being 60 feet away from him, can I have blended into the rest of the group of like people at all?
Make a stealth check. I'd say at disadvantage because you are still in the middle of a battlefield, and so you have hazards to watch out for as you're attempting to hide.
Totally.
Okay. So you attempt to slip into the crowd, and then.
And then I'm just going to let fly with my hand axe.
Okay.
At disadvantage.
Why?
60 feet.
I've got sharpshooter. I can hit him.
Are you within 40 feet?
It's 60.
Yeah, it's full range.
Yeah, it's 2060.
Yeah, anything past the 20 would be disadvantage.
But
So
not
yeah,
with sharpshooter.
Nullifies it completely. The only thing I have disadvantage. Well, at 60 feet, I
Doubles
have
your range.
regular. No, it doesn't double. If I got a bow, I could shoot at like 240. It's fucking ridiculous.
So, let's see something real quick. Whether it happened to notice you or not.
Okay.
All right, and it seems entirely blindsided by your attack. So go ahead and roll sneak attack then.
Sweet. Ooh, that max roll.
Nice. All right. 28 points. Okay. Yeah, and it kind of reels for a second, taking that out of the blue.
Well, shortly following it is another one.
Okay. So, whoosh! Tick!
Yep. And then that'll end my turn.
Okay, this thing is starting to look pretty rough.
Yeah.
Trogdor. What are you doing?
I don't know. I think he's gonna kill me if I get close to it.
Not if you kill it first.
I don't have any spells. Just got hammered. I guess I'm gonna run back towards it.
Suicide.
How far is it from me?
Let's see. You've been running away, but it's been kind of more or less keeping pace. So, I would say, if you wanted to, you could get back into melee range with it.
With a normal movement or a dash?
With a normal movement.
Oh, I guess. Well, I gotta lose my life.
Yeah, you know, no big deal. Ain't no thing.
I guess I'm gonna suck it up and run at it and try and hit it.
Okay. Alright, and hit it you do. So Trogdor ceases his attack in the opposite direction and turns it back around to face the enemy. Charging in and smacking it on the kind of the lower abdomen area. And there is kind of a loud crack and tearing sound as you seem to have done some damage. Ooh, that's a close one. That does hit, just barely.
Max damage too. One away from max.
How do you want to do this?
Hey, it didn't take it from you this time.
No, it's going for me.
The last hit, can I smash it in like the knee or the shin or something so it falls over and then like cave its skull in with another hit?
All right. So yeah, you like just slam it in the kneecap, and you see the joint just come unbound from like the bones come unbound at the joint and just collapse. The creature just slumps down, howling in pain on one knee, and you just sort of like kick it over and raise your mace up and just and there is this huge splatter of this black tar-like substance that you've seen coming out of these creatures. It just covers you and the ground around it within probably 5 or 10 foot radius. Just and the body of the thing begins to sort of like bubble and smoke, and you just see it begin to evaporate into the thick black smoky substance before it just dissipates in the air.
Now can we retreat?
Nope.
And looking around, you can see it does look like your side is gradually pushing the opposing forces back. There are still a few of these fiendish things kind of dotting the battlefield, but you can see a number of like fireballs just detonating against them, and it seems as though the your side has somewhat figured out how to make this work, and you can see that they're driving the opponent back deeper and deeper into the shadow of the mountain to the far back of the enemy ranks. All the while, you can see this large horned figure just sort of perched atop a stone by the enemy camp, seemingly overlooking the battlefield and not moving.
How far away is he?
At this point, you're probably looking at something like 100 yards.
Okay. So 300 feet.
300 feet.
Okay.
How would you like to proceed?
Are there any more of
Cautiously.
these things?
Yeah, you can see a few more of them, not nearby, but yeah.
Well, I'm gonna heal myself.
I'm gonna go. Oh wait, the guy that was in his stomach or in his chest is just nothing, right?
Yeah, you saw him like practically evaporate within the rib cage when that massive AOE thing was cast.
Okay.
I want to mount up on my steed, fight on his back.
Okay.
I'll jump on Trogdor's steed too, if I can.
Is my steed taking any damage?
Maybe a few errant blows, like you can see some kind of nicks in its hide here and there, but it overall seems to be in pretty good shape.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Hmm?
Maya's using her wholeness of body.
21 points.
Nice. Okay. So what's next?
Heal myself with the remaining 4 points for lay on hands.
Okay.
How much time has passed since the battle started?
It's hard to tell in the throes of battle, but it's probably been somewhere between 20 minutes, an hour. It's hard to say.
Okay. AC's back down to 20 then.
Okay.
Is that zombie still standing?
It was actually crushed as the larger creature,
Hmm.
and it was sort of like pinned down there, and it actually you notice it kind of dissipated with the bubbling remains.
Hmm. I'm gonna go check the spot where it was. Is there anything?
Some tattered rags that were probably his clothes.
Or anything in the pockets?
Nope.
Damn. Alright, how close, so, is it just battling all around us?
Yeah, there is a massive, epic scale battle going on every side. Yeah, I'm just kind of letting us focus in on the little microcosms that you guys are a part of.
How close do you think I could get to shithead sitting on the throne thing? Because you said he's only about 300 feet.
Yeah,
Could I... I couldn't, is there enough fighting to where I could try to sneak my way over there?
you could try.
Fuck it, I'll try.
Okay.
I don't want to get all the way over there. I just want to get to within about 60 feet or to the edge of where the fighting is. I don't want to go completely behind enemy lines.
Okay. All right. So that being the case, you probably get to within, let's call it 70 feet.
70 feet of that guy?
Yeah. So then that would mean the tents in front of him are probably in the ballpark of 50 or so feet away.
Is there I guess, are there any guards that are looking, actively guarding him?
The big guy?
Yeah.
You do not see any. You do see a couple kind of anxiously poking their heads out of the tents in front of him, kind of scoping out the battle, seemingly taking stock of how their side is doing.
Is there anything preventing me from going the extra 10 feet, chucking the thing, and fading away into the shadows?
To clarify, you mean chucking the thing at the creature on the rock?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's certainly the risk of being seen, but beyond that, I mean,
Okay, gonna do
really. Okay. And hold on one second here. I want to show you what you're attacking, just
That's fine.
because cool to see things.
Bigger than the thing we just killed.
All right. That a little bit. And I'll make it visible to you guys. Oh, yeah, like that.
I'm assassinating a tree.
It's a deer.
Oh dear. Yeah, still gonna fucking hit it.
Okay.
Sneak attack?
Let's make a check for that, shall we?
Sure.
Let's.
I mean, it wasn't actively able to search for, me, so. Because it didn't know me.
Yeah. So I would say it does not seem to react as you throw your hand axe in its direction.
Okay.
And yeah, so you just hurl the hand axe. It's right at the cusp of your range, but you are able to just sink it into the thing's chest.
Oh.
Okay. At which point it sort of reels around, just turns and stares you dead in the eye.
I'm gonna
And you can
leave my hand axe in its chest for a second.
Okay, and you just hear this voice in your head that says, "And what do you think you're doing?"
In my head?
In your head.
I tripped.
Okay.
Best lie ever.
I'm gonna turn around and just start fucking trying to haul ass through the group. I'm
Okay.
just under my breath, just going shit, not again, not again.
All right. So, yeah, take off you do. Um, in the meantime, what's everyone else doing as Togar has just seemingly disappeared?
Bungdo just kind of waddles on over to Maya, kind of, half beaten up and asks for starfruit.
In the middle of a battlefield, there's just ah. Can I have some starfruit?
He's not feeling that well. He needs starfruit.
I turn my back and give him some starfruit. 2 pieces.
Yee.
Okay. Anything else?
There's suddenly a dragon man on a dragon staring you down with puppy eyes.
I do 2 more. I take 1 so and then I think about how a dragon do puppy eye. I'm confused about how that happened. But I shove it aside of my to think about it later.
The guy at Togar's attack, how big does that guy look?
Size-wise, probably about the same as the ribcage creature.
Oh jeez, it is huge.
No, it's just large. Is it huger?
To me, it's huge.
It's pretty big. It's not huge. It's like kind of upper reaches of large.
It is extra large.
I don't know what we should do. I'm all out of spells, half dead.
And at this point, you can see the allied around you, behind you, forcing their way forward. At this point, it's almost systematic the way they're cutting down the remaining humanoid members of the other. And you can see the wave of your troops is closing on the camp, nearly having broken entirely through the enemy ranks.
Well, shit, I guess I'm following them.
I'm just gonna help kill some minions that were across my path with my enemy
Okay.
on the back of Trogdor's steed.
Okay.
Cavalry unit.
All right. So, yeah, you kind of ride the wave of as it courses over the side of the field. Within probably the next 10-15 minutes, gradually make your way to sort of the cusp of essentially the back line of the enemy, now kind of overlooking the a small camp that's been made there, and the stone where could have sworn a large horned creature once sat.
Shit. Did I like not see anything? I know I
You
was
turned
following.
tail and ran.
Well, yeah, I did.
Good
But I mean, if
eye.
it's not like coming after me, I would have been looking behind me. If it's not chasing me, then I'll, I'm not gonna just keep running. I'll just blend back in and watch.
It is nowhere to be seen.
Okay, now I'm gonna turn tail and run. That was all I wanted to know. Was if I saw it just there 1 minute and gone the next.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run try to find the rest of everybody else.
All right. And you see them kind of bringing up the rear, letting the foot soldiers kind of do the cleanup after having felled the three fiendish creatures. And as the wave of allied converges on the camp, now without its otherworldly guardian of sorts sitting there and keeping an eye on things, you see a small detachment of maybe half a dozen or so come marching out in sort of a column formation, shielding a resplendently dressed young human male who holds a staff in one hand. And as they kind of enter the clearing between the camp and the wave of oncoming soldiers, the troops just seem to part. And this young human male steps forward, and you hear him just yell, "Enough!" He looks over battlefield and kind of takes in the faces of all the people who have gathered here at his doorsteps. And after a brief pause, he says, "It would seem you have bested me." Thanks, Cortana. Had to tell me what "seem" meant. He says, "It would seem your forces have bested mine. But I am not concerned, as my bloodline is the true ruling family of this land, and I will live to fight day."
Am I
And you
within
see,
60 feet?
sure.
I'm fucking chucking this at his fucking stupid ass fucking head. I've heard enough.
Okay. So it's a quick kind of bang bang series of events. His staff hits the ground, and he kind of spreads his arms as though expecting to just sort of disappear or something. Nothing happens. At which point, square in the chest, the hand axe. Yeah, he didn't see it coming.
Is he dead?
He's not dead.
I'll just shout, "Shut the hell up and die already!" And I'm gonna throw it again.
Okay. Well, let me check something. Okay, so one of the troops at his side does manage to jump in and shield him from that blow, having now seen you and zeroed in on you. But
Bingo, a little help here.
at that point, kind of parting the allied forces around you, you see the female warrior that had sort of taken the lead at the beginning of the battle. come sort of, tiredly limping almost to the front. A number of wounds visible on her frame, but also quite a bit of gore dripping from her sword. And she just kind of stops and looks over the 7 people that now remain that haven't been routed, and just says, "So-called King Trist Drassig, I think it's time the people began making their own decision. What say you?"
For flavor, I left the hand axe in his chest the second time.
Okay,
Or in the guy's chest. It
uh,
wasn't his.
okay.
It was the...
yeah. So the king, still like clutching his now bleeding chest, and you can see he's kind of like fighting back, crying almost. He's like gasping for air. He's like,
Can I charge them? Just like barrel through like what Bungo did as a rhino, but with my steed. Just like trample over the guards and get the guy.
Give it a shot. I'll make something up here. So you just want to full on barrel up and basically go bowling for pedestrians here?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Trample over them, and then when I get in range, have my steed just like bite the so-called king guy.
So basically,
Okay.
he wants to be a Mustang at a car show.
Remember, I'm also on the steed with you.
Watch out, she'll steal your kill.
Oh, she will.
Alright, what should I roll for this?
Go ahead and roll a d20. Do that first.
Oh, come on.
So you go, well, you and the steed go running up, and as you approach and the steed goes to snap at the king, another one of the soldiers just like bears down and full on like takes on a defensive stance and plants himself between you and the king. Somehow managing to repel the strike and kind of have it go glancing off of his large shield. And also being pushed back like a good 2-3 feet from the impact. A valiant effort.
Damn it.
Trogdor, I think our involvement here is done. I just wanted him to quit flapping his yabber. And I'll gesture towards the lady who's been leading our side, and I'll say, let her have her say.
Yes, I'll have the steed back up a little bit, slowly.
Okay. And yeah, she and probably about 24 or so troops from your side approach, and she's in the lead, and you can hear her say the kind of dull murmur of voices now that kind of built. If I were you, looking at the guards, I would step aside. The one with his shield still raised just kind of looks around at the rest of the detachment, who's already like backing up, dropping their weapons. He looks to his left where his compatriot is still standing there with a Togarian hand axe stuck in a crack in his armor.
About now, it disappears and just splatters the guy in the face with blood.
And looking around and seeing the utter hopelessness of the situation, you can see him just frustratedly throw down his shield and weapons and step aside. And the leader of your forces walks up and just says, King Trist Drassig, people of this land have outgrown you and your line, and the time has come to reclaim our freedom. And there's kind of a long, pregnant pause as he just looks around, shifty eyes, looking for any way out. You see him still clutching his staff. He's like, his hands are shaking. He tries to like smack the ground another time or two, and it's not working. Something is not right. And he just begins to openly sob as he sort of falls to his knees. And as he looks up to say something to the leader of your side, there is just a quick flash of a blade and red splatter across the black stained grass as his head just goes rolling down to the ground and his corpse slumps, slowly bleeding out. And there is a massive cheer that erupts from the entire surrounding army.
I would like to join in the cheer.
I want to join her up on the thing.
Okay.
And then amidst the cheering, I would like to look at the guards that just backed out and say, what was that thing that was sitting on the? Was it a log that it was sitting on?
Rock.
A large stone.
What was that thing that was sitting on the stone?
They all sort of look at one another. The one guy who had kind of deflected the dragon attack just, I don't know. Some force that the king he had made some sort of bargain with.
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming me and Trogdor are probably still up there too.
Probably. I mean, it seems legit, Trogdor, if that's what you're checking. He doesn't know, he's just a foot soldier.
So, well, okay. And then I will summon Mage Hand and pick up his staff and bring it to me.
Okay. So as you pick it up and bring it to you, just this it's just a gnarled, dark wooden staff. There are no gems or runes or anything that would seemingly mark it as anything other than a rather well carved piece of.
Okay. I'll stick it in my backpack.
Can I do an Arcana check on it first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll do that
Hold
then
on.
too.
Hold on, Togar.
Ah.
Okay. You don't sense that it's currently affected by anything, but you get a sense that there is kind of a residual magic presence attached to it, as though there have been powerful magics coursing through this thing not all that long ago.
There was magical power. Might have gotten that thing. Might have removed it after the king failed it.
I'm still gonna hang on to that. Because that thing knows me. It's talked to me in my head already. So I have a feeling we probably should hang on to something like this.
It's not magic anymore.
No, I understand that, but
Yeah, I'm just saying that very harmful. At least not right now. I would think. I'm not the foremost expert on magic.
All right. So you tuck the staff away.
Yep.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do to kind of interact with the scene here?
I would like to loot the headless body.
Okay. So Trogdor kind of strolls up and unceremoniously rolls the headless corpse over to better access the pockets and whatnot, of course. And just begins rifling through, the interior of the robe, reaching down in the pants pockets. There's an awkward couple seconds where he's feeling around to see if there's an ass pocket anywhere.
Just imagine just a giant dragonborn walking up and just flipping this guy over and just patting him down while everybody's standing there just staring at him.
Sure, why not?
As he flips it over and flips it and drops it, a little blood splurts out the neck.
Yeah. You do find hanging at his belt a rather hefty coin purse.
Oh. Oh, what's in it?
Well, as you pull it from the dead guy's belt and open it up, start counting the money in front of everybody. I mean, eyeballing it, it's probably something like 300, maybe 400 platinum.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like 100 each.
Alright.
Or all of it for Bungdo.
Or you
How much does one coin weigh?
give it back to the people who he took it from.
Everybody gets a gold.
Did he have any jewelries on his fingers or earrings on his head?
Trogdor just picks up the head, spins it, and is looking at his ears. Oh my god.
I just kind of look aghast at Trogdor and turn towards the head lady and be like, well, we've seen stuff.
I put my hand on Trogdor's shoulder and say, hey, you might want to wait a second. We're kind of in the middle of something.
What? He's
Just
dead!
Hold off. There's plenty of time. And I kind of gesture around to everybody fucking watching him. I'm like, yeah, this is a little not the right time or place.
I don't think anyone cares. We came here to kill him anyways. Continue on without me.
I put my head in my hand and I just kind of I look at the lead lady and say, I'm sorry.
As Trogdor goes back to like eyeing over the decapitated head like a melon at the grocery store.
I swear I swear he's a good guy. He's just a little oblivious. So. Anyway, so now what?
Well, now we decide what's next. It would seem we ride for the capital on the coast and, well, begin the process of instituting a government of the people.
That's awesome. We gotta try
I
to
would
find a way
be-
to get back.
Well, the capital is home to some of the greatest minds in this land, and it would be an honor if you would accompany us back to, well, meet some of the people that you helped to liberate and to be a part of this momentous occasion, the future of the world.
I give her kind of like an untrusting eye and I say, got any dwarves?
I'll be right back. My food's here.
She kind of looks at you and says, well, a number of them we are not on the best of terms with, as they tended to throw in their lot with the Drassig, but there are a number of upstanding dwarven citizens in the capital.
Okay, we'll come. So where there's a dwarf, there's a draft. And man, I could use a beer.
Is there a Temple of Bahamut anywhere nearby at all?
Indeed, there's one in the city just to the south, and of course a large temple in the capital. I'm not a follower of Bahamut myself, but I certainly do respect the divines, and well, I thank you for what you and the power granted to you by your deity have accomplished for us this day.
So, where is the capital? How far away?
Probably about 2 weeks' ride to the west.
2 weeks?
Okay. And do we plan on searching this guy's place, or?
Well, the palace is located in the capital. It
No,
will.
I'm talking about where he was hiding out. Here.
The camp, yeah.
We will, of course, examine this entire camp, and unpleasant as it may be, we likely have to take a few prisoners back to the capital with us. But yes, anything that the king may have been hoarding here or against the people he was supposed to rule and protect, we will find and we will put to better use.
I've seen a few political figures, and I know they don't like to go anywhere without a little bit of coin. Did that pick it up? Or did I?
Yeah, just barely.
Okay.
I finding any jewelry or anything like that, I let the guy's head down on his crotch, face down.
Okay.
Point my hands off on his clothes.
All right. Anything else anyone would like to do in the meantime?
When he's done, I want to Arcana check the guy, the body. See if there's anything he missed.
Okay.
Or articles of clothing that are magical.
Yeah.
Back.
You got nothing.
Nothing.
Speaking of which, did I find any jewelry on his fingers or ears?
You would have found a pair of rings, both gold, one just a plain gold band, and one seemingly encrusted with rubies.
No signet ring? It's weird.
No signet ring.
What?
What?
The hell's a signet ring?
It's what they use to out of character. It's
Yeah.
what they use to seal documents. It's their official seal.
Oh.
So they would, pour the wax, stick the ring in, so that way people could it.
Ah. He wasn't a real good king then.
I just like jingle my side pouch that has all the coin in it.
Do you show us the jewelry?
The jewelry?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll hand you the jewelry if you want to inspect it.
Yeah. I want to arcana check.
I
Also-
also want to arcana check his jewelry. I feel like I know things about magic now.
What an off day for Togar.
Yeah, you guys aren't picking anything up from the jewelry either.
You want to inspect it, see how valuable it's worth?
Okay, I'm back.
Can I stone cunning or whatever it is to see if I can figure out like the value?
Sure.
What was that? Just should I do a
There's
history?
history check with, make the check and then add your proficiency bonus again to it.
Okay.
11.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's certainly, like the gem encrusted one is certainly worth a pretty penny, probably upwards of 1,000 gold.
Okay. I'll hit a back charge or hang on to that. That's worth about 1,000.
Is it big enough to where I could put it on my fingers?
It'd be a tight fit. You might be able to like stick it on your pinky, like down just past
God.
the first knuckle.
Triangle and a pin.
No, I'll just put it in a pouch or something.
Okay.
And I'll look back to the girl and say, not the girl, the female leader person. Say, okay, well, when do we leave?
Well, let us tend to our wounds and take a night's rest, and we'll embark in the morning.
Okay.
And how would you guys like to spend the evening?
Looting the corpses of the battlefield.
I want to find someone to talk to that knows about the history of the place we're in.
Okay.
Bungdell, and also the historian, would like to join her.
Okay.
There's no dwarven fighters, right?
You do not see any about, no.
Is there like a real rambunctious party campfire?
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of, kind of backwoods farmer types. You see them all sipping out of what look to be crudely fashioned, like, homemade wineskins.
I'm gonna go over, pull the jug out of the pack and say, "You boys look thirsty. Beer." And just have it fill up to the top with beer and say, "Let's dig in."
Fade to black as Togar's memory of the night so slowly fades away for good.
Yep. I just want to drink and party with them.
All right. Okay. So then, those of you who are looking for someone who might know a bit of land, you find what look to be a few clerics, sort of back near the base camp of your side in the conflict, and And some of them are getting up there in age, and they're certainly welcoming of someone who's not bleeding or moaning or crying or what have you. So they seem to appreciate the company. So, do you have any particular line of questioning that you'd like to follow, or just, I guess, how do you situate yourself or yourselves in this discussion?
Are any of the elders gnomes?
There is one.
Rock or forest?
Looks like a rock gnome.
Woo! Bungdo just kind of runs over, like waddling. And starts speaking to Gnomish and asks him what the bloody hell that was.
All right. So he essentially goes on to explain a lot of what you've already heard. Kind of speaking as though you should know at least some of it, like, oh, well, we just put an end to the Drassig line, and now the free peoples of this land will be able to rule themselves, and, well, hopefully not have to deal with any of this otherworldly poppycock anytime soon.
Sorry,
I
I'm
guess.
eating my pizza.
Those that gnomes.
I think you're kind of breaking up on Discord a little bit.
Are you sure?
Yep, you are. Me.
No. It says I'm fine.
You are now.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a couple little peaks, so maybe something happened. I want to ask, I guess, not the gnome one. Kind of like about the geography of the land and like the history of each of its sections stuff.
Okay. Let's. So, you. Okay. So you gather that you essentially in kind of the northern like core of this so like no, I'm not.
You were.
Meh.
Very good.
All right. So essentially what you're told, kind of starting with the area you're in, is you're in northern central of the there is a massive range of mountains stretches on for probably about the upper quarter or so of the continent. Mostly just home to snowy mountain peaks and wildlife. Not too many humanoids dare live up that way. There's also a smaller mountain range across a small inlet to the east, where he's heard there is a small settlement kind of in the early founding stages. You're also somewhat near a small village by the name of Joren, which is spelled Jorenn.
I'll eventually tell Togar all this so you can type it down. Taylor?
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
Okay.
You said that
Okay.
town was where? I
You
was
cut out.
listening. Oh, I said you said the town was where on the continent?
Well, there's one close by. That's Joren.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
and you'll essentially be riding through kind of the heart of the continent to eventually make your way back to the capital, which lies on the western side of the continent.
What's it called?
The capital?
Yeah.
Iman.
What?
Oh, buddy. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Oh boy.
And
That plot twist.
I'm missing something.
yes, you are.
Yeah.
What am I missing?
I'll explain later, Phil.
He also goes on to kind of disclose a little bit of the, gossip and sort of whispered around the camp that the fearless leader of your band of ragtag soldiers may very well be nominated to lead the free peoples of this land.
Okay.
And you do catch that her name is Zan Eldore.
Zan?
Mm-hmm.
How do you spell that?
Zan.
Alright.
So, anything else you guys would like to ask about? Or do in your downtime?
What loot did I find throughout the battlefield?
On the rest of the folks, you really didn't find a whole lot. I mean, you probably, well, I'll tell you what, go ahead and make an investigation check. Okay. I mean, they still didn't have a whole lot, but, as these things go, you did all right. I mean, how long would you say you spent searching, kind of combing through?
How big is the battlefield?
Huge! Huge!
It's huge.
Like a football field long and then like 2 or 3 wide?
Um, probably more than that.
Probably like 80 acres or something.
Put it this way: how many thousands of people were there?
You could not see the end of the crowds.
Perfect. So it was big as fuck.
Oh,
So like 1,000 acres or something.
how dark was it when I first started looking?
It's been kind of a gray, stormy day. The rain hasn't come down, but there's still just this gray, overcast cloud sky, and it's hard to tell what time of day it is.
Alright, I'll search for like an hour.
All right. So I would say in that time you're able to round up and let's call it 240 gold.
Damn.
Damn indeed.
Anything else you guys would like to do?
I just want to get more history on.
Okay.
Just go back and rest after we're done.
All right.
I guess
Well.
count the approximate coin in that pouch. You said it was 300 to 400.
Yeah. Let me get you a more specific. Sure. Um, it was 386.
That's 3,860 gold.
Oh, we're gonna have to be splitting that up soon.
All right, and Trogdor is going off to bed.
Yeah, after counting that and doing the searching, yeah.
Okay, and that's it before bedtime for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well then we'll pick things up with the travel back to Iman next time.
Damn it!